On this walk we're going to visit the outlying fell of Core, and you can actually see it above the trees there. There's a Trig column on the top and you can see it from here. We've just left the village of Seathwaite in the Duddon Valley, and we've parked in the car park at the parish room, where you can park all day for the measly sum of £2, and it's just a short distance from the new field inn here in Seathwaite village. So having left the main road, we've come up through a couple of sheep pens here and the gates, and now to get to Core we just follow the really nice path that basically follows the wall, keeping the wall on our right and heading up to the slopes of the fell. We picked another nice day. Hopefully we'll have a good day out. Now, in the Outlying Fells book, Wainwright actually gives Core its own chapter, but he also includes two other tops, Pikes and Green Pikes, which we're also going to visit today. Core itself is like a pyramid shape, as he describes it, just on the edge of the Duddon Valley, and from the top where the Trig point is a amazing view over the Duddon Valley and a good wide panorama generally. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be able to see some of that view today. As you get slightly higher, you'll notice what looks like a wall coming in on the left. But it's a very low wall, almost ground level. But it's not a wall, as you probably already see. It's actually the road to the quarry. And what they've done is they've built the quarry road and supported it on the left hand side by a retaining wall. And that's what you can see. And that's where we go next. We go up onto the quarry road to the old quarry. Just up here we take the left, and that will take us further on up. I just stopped for a breather here and look back down this old quarry road. You can see how dry it's been because the surface of the road is actually quite brown, which means it's got very thin soil on it. We've had some rain in the last day or two and it'll soon green up. But I also had a little look at the way they've made this road. They've used local naturally sourced materials to build that level surface and support it with a retaining wall, level it so they could transport the slate up and down, or down the road. I enjoy coming to these sort of places because you know that they're fairly undisturbed and they've just been abandoned since the days of quarrying slate happened. Anyway, we're going to carry on to the right hand side of the quarry itself. It's the steep bit up to Core, and you pick up a little path that goes by a small beck and then follow some cairns, and that takes you to the very summit. Doesn't take long from coming out of that little gully with all the cairns. You come out onto a bit of a flatter ground, and as you round the corner you can then see on the outcrop at the top, the very top of the Trig point, and that's where we're heading. The weather's taken a little bit of a turn, gone very murky and a bit of spit in the air. Still, there's plenty of fresh air. This is the summit of Core, and it's a really fine example of how even on these lower fells the weather can change really quickly. The wind's picked up, it's gone really quite cool, there's a bit of spit in the air, and visibility of all the fells has all but disappeared. Down there somewhere is the Duddon Valley, but it's gone. And this is no time for hanging around. I'll get a bit of shelter, put a waterproof jacket on, have something to eat, and then head on to Pikes. But considering how Not an hour or so ago we were walking up a really nice clear valley with bright sunshine, very warm. How it's changed. Always come prepared. I'm not sure if you can see it or not, but just to the right there in the middle distance is the top of Pikes. That's where we're heading next. And down below it, next to the intake wall, is Green Pikes. So those are the two tops that we're going to try and get done today before heading back down towards Seathwaite. Out there is Pikes, and down there is Green Pikes, and that's where we're heading. This is the lower top of Core, and we're just coming round to the left on what's a decent path. But look at it, it's hardly worth filming. But it just goes to show how the weather can change here in the lakes. You think you're starting off on a really good day walking, and it comes to this. We've had to put another layer on under the waterproof jacket and a hat. We'll still carry on walking. I may not do much more filming, because it's always nice in a film to see some views, and there are absolutely none now. But got the map, got everything I need to navigate my way off the hill. So this may be the end of the film, or I'll do a couple of bits on the top, but it won't be a blockbuster. After a bit of navigation, we've arrived at the summit of Pikes. There's just a little bit of a gap in the cloud now, so you can see down towards Green Pikes where we're heading next. Duddon Valley's down there. And we've just got a bit of a glimpse down there to the valley below on this side. This will be Green Pike Summit. Quite a nice little ridge just as we approach it. And then as you get to the top, the Duddon Valley is revealed. Looking down to the wall, the intake wall. Down there through the mist is the pub. Core's got quite a cap on it now, which maybe we'll just see through my misty lens. And then where we were up on the Pikes is obscured by mist. From here we're going to get down to the wall, and keeping the wall on our left, walk along to just before the gill, where there's a gate that leads down onto the Drove Road, which leads all the way back down to Seathwaite, down there. And now the drove road is heading through the bracken down towards Seathwaite. The weather's sort of changed again. It's gone very humid. It's nowhere near as misty as it was before, and there's hardly any rain. It's just a little spit, but very warm. That's Turner Hall campsite over there, and then down here you can just about see the Newfield Inn, and the Parish Hall car park is just down there. Lovely atmosphere at the minute. It's sort of that misty, cloudy with light coming through. Nice. And that's us back at Seathwaite. And there's the pub and the Parish Hall car park just along there. And I suppose it's up to you what you choose to do. You either go and get your car or you go to the pub. Your choice.